Hi Flosstube, it's Janet with Janet Jabber. I'm coming at you with episode 119. If you're new to my channel, this is a channel about cross stitch, so I hope you like what you see. Subscribe, comment, thumbs up, do all the things. If you're a returning friend, thank you so much for stopping by. I know I've said this every week for the last few weeks. There's so much content out there. I'm afraid this gets lost in the hustle, but I hope you find time to visit with me. And this is going to be a weird one, but we're going in. So I am going to first wish you Happy New Year. This video is actually being recorded a couple days early because of things. So I'm recording this on Sunday when I usually, and it'll still upload on Tuesday because I like to keep to my routine. It's just who I am. But we are going to discuss 2020 plans, things, a little bit of my stitching. I told you it was going to be a light stitching week. So because of that, I got my 2022 plans kind of here. So you won't see much stitching, but we're going to chit chat. So I hope you want to stick around for that. I am going to do a few of my normal things, and that is I am going to remind you of the Happy Mail link down below. So if you would like to randomly receive a card in the mail from me throughout the year, fill out the form, make sure you fill it out completely. If you're not sure if you have, refill it out. I just have a handful of people that didn't put city, state, and zip. So if you fear that that was you, go ahead and fill it out again, no bigs. And then for my links below, also I have Buy Me a Coffee and the Coffee link. I actually had a wonderful viewer give me Buy Me a Coffee, but she did not want to be mentioned on here, so I'm respecting that. And I do not have any giveaways this week just because of the hustle and bustle I had forewarned you about that I had coming at me. I am happy to report that yes, I worked, and some days I was dog tired and yucky when I came home, but I feel completely blessed that I didn't get sick. Normally when I push myself that far, I get sick. So doing great. But I also have something that I do on this channel. It's called Featured Friend. And this week, I am featuring Robin. She has these two beautiful pictures that I'm going to pop up here. They look beautiful. What a cute way to commemorate 2021. So I love it. Thank you very much for sharing, Robin. And as I have mentioned on here before, if you would like your piece featured on here, please just send me an email at janetjabber@gmail.com. I love showing other people's work. I love people being able to see like different finishing ideas, if it's fully finished or whatever. It just allows us to share with each other and join in the community. So I do have like 2 other people that have sent in, but go ahead, get it sent in if you're interested, and I would love to share your stuff. We are going to jump into stitching right now, and I have very little to show you compared to what you usually see from me, but it is what it is. So I have it finished, and it's a finish my way finish. I kind of forewarned you that this wasn't working out because of a counting error. So this is Save Her Life by the Black Needle Society. It's stitched on a piece of 32 count French lilac. Picture this plus Lugana. And this is where I'm calling it finished. So I have a chunk of fabric on the bottom I get to cut off, but somewhere I messed up in here and it's not like wide enough by 2, and it made a whole thing at the bottom to where the butterfly wasn't going to fit. So I made this part up. I have left it blank across here because I feel like this may at some point in time end up being given to someone, like, I don't know. And I just want to leave a spot for their name if I choose to pass this along to someone that needs it. I think when the time comes, it'll call to me and I'll know exactly where it needs to be, but I love how it finished up. And yeah, so that is a finish. And speaking of finishes, this is a super rough estimate because if you've been with me for a while, you've seen me flash these every once in a while. These are my project cards that I created years ago. I have probably like 4 or 5 years of these things so they go in my projects. And what I do is, this is the year. I just mark off what days I worked on it. And then I put information on that. My newer ones have printing on the back, but back then I used to put start, finish, fabric, pattern. And then when I'm done like that, I just throw it in the pile and it gets added to my total. So there are 46 of these right here. Is that my real total? I don't know, because I mess up sometimes and I don't. Like if it's a staff start and a finish in one day. My Quakers probably aren't in this list, and that's okay. And just for questions, like I'm going to show you this one completely out of order. I have had this asked before. What if it's a multiple year project? So one, I could just add another card. Two, I do creative things like this. So my daisy got started in 2019 and I used a black pen. And then I worked on her a little bit in 2020 and I used a red pen, and I finished her off in 2021 with a blue pen. So, and I put that up here. So it's just me. It's not, I don't get hard and fast on like what I do. Literally, the fact that I sat here and counted 46 of this goes nowhere else but like in YouTube land. But prior to me being a YouTuber, it went nowhere. It was just how I like to keep track of stuff. Basic. I have a little few other things that we'll talk about in plans of like other ways I keep track of stuff, but that was in my face before I finished, so I just thought I'd talk about that right there real quick. I actually only have 2 pieces of work to show you this week, and then we're jumping. So my queen, we don't miss a week, excuse me. I try not to miss a day, but I don't miss a week without showing y'all my queen. And I am talking about my Winter Queen by Mirabilia. And Carolyn Stitches is also stitching on this, and she just mentioned on her video somebody else is stitching it with her. So I love seeing all the queens. I love seeing how people start in different locations. So when I originally started my queen, I started at the head. I counted down my 3 inches and started rolling with the hair. So this week, just to show you, I did this white thing here, and do you see the super dark stitching in there? And some of this out here? That is literally about all I think I got done this week. So my stitching, which brings me my calm, I didn't get much of that this week. Another thing that yesterday, okay, so I told you I'm recording this early. So this was my new year, new start. I jumped on the bandwagon of Lindy Stitchie's Bird Crush Club. So the first one that came out is Stellar J. And yesterday, as like a recovery day, we just sat and watched, I think my husband just watched YouTube until super late in the night, and then he brought on some Navy SEALs thing. But this is where I got. So the bird, other than his little feet and his eyeball and back stitching, is completely stitched. So great for one day. The intent is I will get one of these a month, and I hope to keep up with that. Oh, wait, I didn't tell you what it's stitched on. Do I even have that card out? See? I don't know what I did with my card right now. I thought I had my card. Oh, sorry. Here it is. It's stitched on I'm stitching it on a 32 count limestone Lugana, just that I bought off of 123, 2-inch border, using all the called for. So there's that. Sorry, I usually have that sitting out with it, but so we'll see. Who knows? It could be a finish next week. I don't know. I have great hopes for lots of things this week. All right. I went a little, let me get this. My pile got a little messed up when I just freaked out right there. Okay. I have that's it. That's all my stitching. So if that's all you're here for, that's all I got for you this week. I do have a couple more pieces of stitching to show you of like, this is where I'm starting for the month of January, but I digress. Let's do my mail, because I did get a few more Christmas cards and I want to share those, and I am so excited. So this one came in from Kathy. Kathy sent me a little note, but this is what it's a postcard gnome. I am so in love with this. And now, Kathy, I want to know how to make this, because this is awesome. This is so cool. I want to know how to do this. And I'm going to talk to you about, like, I want to introduce myself into new hobbies. Cross stitching always made my love, but Kathy, I need to connect with you. I need to find out where to get patterns like that. And yeah. Okay. Sorry, Kathy. I'm freaking out on you. My next beautiful card with some floss drops are from the Southern California Stitches. So thank you very much, Dara and Casey. How do you say your name? I'm terrible about that sometimes. I'm sorry. I do love the card, and the floss drops are awesome. Your magnet hangs on my toolbox at work, and it keeps my vacation calendar of like what days I get off. It keeps it in place and front and center. So they sent me a magnet last year. My next beautiful card is from Kim. Look at that shine. I love that. I love that. This one, it brings me such happiness. It is such a cute little guy. This is from Sarah. Look at that little guy. I so love magical holiday season. So thank you very much, Sarah. It's Sarah, I Swear I Am Stitching. So I think you have a YouTube channel, but I need to go find you. And I've been overwhelmed with YouTube, like, yeah. And this next one is just a sweet little card from Mary, and it's like just communication back and forth from us. Last but not least is my friends, Charlene and Morgan, and beautiful postcard from the hills in Colorado, and all my Colorado friends. I am thinking of you. I know Colorado Julie, Colorado girl and Kansas City girl in Colorado world, Julie. I know, I mess that up all the time. I'm thinking of you. I hope everything is well. You have made a couple posts that you are safe, but you're not sure about your house. Still sending, oh girl. And I actually have a couple of people that I follow out in that neck of the woods. So a couple of them have not been on social media. So I just hope all is well. That is my cards that I've received, and thank you so much for thinking of me and sharing my way. I appreciate that. And we're going to jump into what 2022 is going to be looking like and adding up to. So WIPGO numbers were called. You've heard that from many of Flosstubers. So I am just going to show you what my two numbers were. I don't know which one was 19 and which one was 2, but my goals are I give them 5 days. 5 days equals 1 hour. So a minimum of 1 hour a day for 5 days on these pieces. My first one is, drop the card, there's my nemesis today, Maps of Hawk Run Hollow, stitched on a 20 count vintage country mocha. And this is where I am at. This one you're gonna see all throughout this one you're gonna see all throughout 2022. So we'll see. I can't decide if I'm just going to work on filling in the bird, probably because it'll be just like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. This is also, I know I mention it rarely on here, but I am the Daily 30 group, and it's a closed group. That's why I barely mention it. But we had to pick 3 pieces that were going to be our focus pieces for 2022, and this is one of them. So this will be stitched on every single month in the year 2022. So that is my one of my WIPGOs. And my second WIPGO, I'm super sad about this because this is my piece that I pulled out for, I started for my 50th birthday. This is by Rosewood Manor and a Forest Grew. I have, thanks to a wonderful person, a quote that I'm going to use. I'm changing the quote to what I want. And her name is Janet that gave me the heads up in the quote, and I will be doing that. I got to chart it and figure out all the things when I get there, but thank you, Janet. And this is stitched on also a 20 count ivory. I showed you what it's supposed to look like, and this is all I have done on it. And I'm so motivated to do this because Julie did this as her focus piece for like the 100 hours from like September through October. She kicked butt on this. It is gorgeous, and because of like how her colors looked, and I think she did called for colors, it just motivates me even more. Look at this. It looked perfect in my house. It goes right along with my life. So that one is totally getting pulled out. I don't remember if that is, oh, I think what, so those are my WIPGOs. And I think that I'm going to do And a Forest Grew. So that's a WIPGO, so it's going to get 5 hours. But I also feel like I'm going to pull it out in 2022 for Sunday stitching and just give it an extra hour or 2 every Sunday. That one's not hard set in stone. So I teased you last week the fact that I have daily, weekly, and monthly goals. And that would probably be a yearly. That no, it kind of fall into weekly. I don't know. I want to show you real quick. I reuse my planners. So this is a happy planner. It's the smaller one that can like fit in a bag, not the full size page ones. And so I go on the WIPGO thing and I manipulate the board and I put all my ones in there of what mines are going to be. And I actually went through my WIP list and basically pulled almost all my large pieces got 2 days on here, or 2 spots on here, and a couple of my BAPs got, which are big, beautiful projects. I don't know. Anyway, a couple of those got pulled in here and put in. So I have enough to where I could do 1 square per whip, but that's not what I want to do. These were the ones I like literally wanted to focus on. So, and then I have this that I print out, which is a monthly focus. So, and I print them out for the season. So my seasonal queen, I make that very generic. You know, if you've been here for a while, that I pull my different queens out every season. I am hoping for 2022 finishes, but we will see as I progress. I don't know. We'll see. And then my bird crush became a monthly focus. I have my whip goes written down. I have monthly focuses and yearly focuses. And yes, this is printed. So these are like, those aren't going away and they're not going to be finished, but some of them are generic. Like, my monthly focuses, I have a monthly series, and you're going to see that probably next week. So it's a hands-on design to where it's just the name and a bunch of buttons. That's going to be a super one-day stitch, but I want it done every month because I want to add it to my decorations. I decorate with my cross-stitching around here. It's like almost in every room of my house. I am going to do a berry a month. I am going to do a blackbird stocking of the month. And I am going to do hands-on designs, well-rounded series. I have that completely kitted up. So I do 1 of those for every month so that those will be complete things when I'm done. And they can add to my decor around here. My yearly focuses, because of Daily 30, as I mentioned, is my my maps of Hawk Run Hollow. My Queen of Freedom is going to stay in there. And my 2020 Pandemic Sampler. Of all of those, possibly the Pandemic Sampler could get finished, but I doubt it. And then lastly, for my planner, I print off 1 month thing, and I will come in here. It literally lays open. My planner lays open like this all the time. And when I get off of work or whatever, I literally come in and write what I stitched on for that day. I don't put amounts. I just put what I stitched on for that day. And then I come back and pull from this to figure out what I need to show you for that week, because my memory, I wouldn't remember if I didn't write it down. So this is what helps me be organized when you see that on here. But I also, in my phone, and I didn't know until today that you could like print from your notes. So yeah, that was a new discovery today. So this is my whip list that I have. Not horribly. I have my big, absolutely, I don't know, perfect big projects. I gotta come up with a different one. I know what it stands for, people. And this is a formula that Lynx is my homeboy, Heather, actually created a few years ago to figure out whether it falls in the category of a big A project, a large, a medium, a small, and I think some people have even gone to tiny, but I don't. So, so I have those. And then I have printed out my 2022 plans, which I've kind of gone over with you. So I'm kind of repeating my seasonal queen, my daily bird crush, my and a forest grows weekly. I have certain things on the monthly I want to get done. My whip goes, but I had mentioned with the teas that other things need to come into my life. I want to diversify my hobby just a tiny bit. Cross stitch will always be my love, but so I have written down here at the bottom the word Saturday, and I have written down like if it's a four week Saturday month, and this is what I'm gonna do. If it's a 5 week, I got a bonus little hobby. So I'm going to pull one that is a sit and stitch. Now this month is a little different. My sit and stitch this month was literally yesterday. I sat and stitched, but I would actually like to try to get to my local LNS, my local needleworks shop, one Saturday a month and sit and stitch. That is not going to be set in stone, and I will mention it on here, or I don't know, I'll see how I grow that, but just to get out into the community and like stitch in the wild. And I know an LNS is not necessarily in the wild because everybody go there, but I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll go to the coffee shop, and maybe I'll go to the library. I just feel, yeah, different venues and safe venues. One Saturday a month, I would like to do sewing, and that can either be doing my finishing up projects for my cross stitching, or I have big plans to eventually like make a couple quilts in my life. So maybe that. I purchased for myself, I feel like it was possibly 2 Christmases ago, a loom So, and this is because it's made by Michelle McGraw. She had mentioned this one time. I dug into it, but I purchased a loom so that I could learn to loom knit. I've not touched it, but one time to play with it for a little tiny bit, and that I really want to learn how, because I want 2 things in my life: hats and socks. That's all. I mean, if I was to go beyond that, but that's pretty much it. As far as like, I could sit and do that in a different kind of environment. And because of our beautiful Daylene, and everyone knows Daylene, so grateful. She 2 years ago showed these woolly ornaments, and I told her I loved them, and she sent them my way. I want to learn how to make wool ornaments, and not just for Christmas. I want them for like seasonal decor, so that they can hang on a hook that has cross stitching with it. So that is another thing that I want to tackle. I try to look for kits this time of the year, and everything is Christmas. So I just watched, I don't remember who I just watched, and they had a full kit called Simply Elaine. And when I went and looked, you can just print the PDFs down. So if you have any information, I want the full kit to where the wool is all in there, and I don't have to like try to source that from different locations also. So if that's a hobby you do, maybe you can give me a heads up. I'm not wanting big wool projects. I'm not wanting to go that deep. I want little ornaments-ish that can hang off of a peg. And I would love to eventually have one for every season. And then my 5th one, because of Daylene also, she's a wonderful influence. I love how diversified she is in different hobbies. But watercolors, I have received 2 Christmas ornaments from her, or not ornaments, Christmas cards from her in the last 2 years that are her artwork, and then she turns it into a postcard and sends them out for Christmas cards, and I absolutely love that. I did dabble in this one bit because of Daylene's influence, and I made her a personal watercolored Christmas birthday card, and I love sending that to her, and because of that, I would like to just do that more. But I always like, those kind of bring me a little bit of anxiety because I don't know how to do them, and stitching brings me calm. So I always go back to the calm when I need to go out of my element and learn something new. I hope that makes sense. If anyone has any words of advice or vendors or directions to go for any of that kind of stuff, send it my way. YouTube people to follow for watercolors, I have one. The wool ornies, I'm huge about one to find. The loom knitting, I do have a couple, but again, I don't watch them because I watch my other floss tubers. Anyway, I'm rambling. You know this. This is what I do at this time. Ramble. But that is kind of like a wrap up of my 2022 plans. Yes, I have weekly, monthly, and no, I have daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly goals. I felt very proud of myself for 2021 that I nailed my WIPGO board. I didn't do that last year, so this was the year of improvement, which taught me that the 5 days was like almost a perfect stress. I could push it maybe and do 7 days and then grow up to 10 days, but I felt comfortable and accomplished doing my 5 days, and I liked the amount of finishes I got done for the year. So I really don't have any complaints. I feel like I'm growing and doing so much better. So my whip list is really at a comfortable place for me on here. I'm not overwhelmed with what I have. And like these down here are really ones that I introduce and take out almost in the same month. So I don't really even count those. So I don't know. I'm happy. I do have a lot of things in my bins that I would like to get to, but I think they come out in a fair amount of time. And speaking of that, if you've stuck around this long, I may have to put a title it this way, but if you've stuck around this long, I have a quick little video of my craft room, thanks to your encouragement that it doesn't have to be perfect. So I thank you for that, and I hope you enjoy the little video. And so I'm going to bid you farewell right now when you go off to watch the video of my craft room. So I hope you are doing great. Keep stitching, enjoy life, and I'm sending you so much love. Bye. Welcome to my craft room. I took your advice and did not worry about it being super clean. So this is me standing at the door, and I'm going to try to scan slowly. My dream is on this wall to have like a board to where like quilters use or whatever staging. This package right here, or these white stacks right here, have all my DMCs in them. I'm gonna try to not make too much noise, but see, they're all in here. So that's 2 of those. And there's a door to where like there's extras in there. This is my specialty floss. This is my grandma's blanket that she made, that I was fortunate to get. Then you scan here. And that is my Cricut table, which is a crappy table, so don't get it. It wiggles if I need to move it around. I'm gonna go up and show you. A neighbor gave me some hanging shelves that she didn't need in her house anymore. So my cross stitching that like I rotated out into my house, I decided just to hang them on some hooks that were left here from my son. Raggedy Ann was given to me by a very good friend. Hi, Charlene. The display here is a, I cross stitched those to learn like specialty stitches. So I have all 12 of them, and my mother had it forever. And then of course I got it back. So just the shelves have a few little things. I haven't really gone into it and decorated. This is my cubic station, which is a cutting table also. So my, fabrics are in the bottom here. I have it on wheels. I can roll it out and cut fabrics on top. Right now, there's some same things staged for 2022. So then we go over to this cabinet and my prized possession of my great-grandma's sewing machine at the top. I'm in love with that. And then it's kind of a hot mess, but whatever. The bottom cabinets are where my patterns are in magazine folders, and then like things in other various stages. Magazines on the top. Yeah, some paints for when I do finishing. Back in the corner, which you can't see, is another cutting board, and there's where all my magazines are. Haven't fixed the screen where my son ripped it. And this is where I used to store all my fabrics and patterns, but so now it's kind of like I have other hobbies too, so the drawers have some stuff from them. Printer on top, pile on top of the printer of what I want to get fully finished soon. And then this goes into the closet, which is a little bit of a staging hot mess, but I think that's what happens in crafts rooms. So fabrics that I use for fully finishing, ribbons hanging, my sewing machine case, I don't know, just some other stuff. And then to my desk that was given to me by my daughter. And this is, I'm gonna pull this chair out of the way. This desk is like a sewing staging situation. So I have a, oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of the mat. Alpaca mat that Kia B recommended. My iron is down here and my beads. My whips works in progress are there. The shelf has some like staged ones I want to do. And then you can see hot mess up on the top. I'm sure you see lots of things. My sewing machine, I'm able to pull it forward, de-sew, push it back. And then like I go to the side to iron. So and cutting's behind me. So yeah, this is my room. Yep, there's a TV bracket there. It's not, the TV doesn't work anymore, and I don't know, I don't really use it. So another piece of art, and that's it. So hopefully my little tour didn't make you sick, because I was going too fast. If you have any questions, shout me out. I will answer them as best as I can. So with that, I'm gonna leave you and go back to the video, or if this is the end, see you later. Bye.